The ball is not the problem with Steph Curry. He's the problem.
How NBA players really feel about Steph Curry. Think about a player who is so good that anything could happen when he steps on the court. What if I told you that this player is not only changing basketball records, but also the way the game is played? Steph Curry's amazing skills have wowed both fans and other players. But what do his teammates really think about how he has changed the game? When it comes to basketball, Steph Curry is one of the most famous names. Curry is a player who has changed the game, and his influence goes far beyond the floor. His unique style of play, which includes long-range shots that look easy and great ball-handling skills, has changed the way the game is played at every level. But what do other NBA players really think of him? This video talks in depth about what current and past NBA stars think and feel about Steph Curry, how he has changed the game, and what that means for the future of basketball. What changed the game? Curry has been a controversial figure since the day he joined the game. Some basketball players think he is a revolutionary genius who has raised the game to new heights, while others don't like his style and say it changes the traditional parts of the game. Someone in the game put it simply, Steph Curry is messing the game up. This strong comment sums up how some people feel when they see younger players trying to copy Curry's deep three-point shooting, often without the skill to back it up. But Curry's talent can't be denied. It was said by a noted player, "I just think every shot is going to go in." He is very sure of himself, which makes him very dangerous. His presence on the court can change the way a game is played by making defenders play tighter and giving his partners more chances. An alien skill. People have said that Curry's skills are similar to those of Magic Johnson and Chris Paul, but many people say that he is completely different. One player said, "He's an alien." It shows how confused many people are when they talk about Curry's skill. His shooting skills and ability to make shots from almost anywhere on the court have made it hard for even the best players to stop him. Yet another player said, "I fouled him on a half-court shot, and he still almost made it." He stands out in the current NBA because of how good he is and how consistent he is. Curry is great at shooting, but he also makes a big difference in other parts of the game. His stats were 36 points, 8 boards, and 9 assists in a very important game for Team USA. These kinds of acts show how good he is at many things, showing that he's not just a shooter. A player said, "If Steph hadn't had 17 in the first quarter, they would have been down 20 or more," which shows how important he is to his team's success. The unknown superstar. Many players still think Curry isn't getting enough credit, even though he won his 4th title and won his first Finals MVP award. One player said, "Another time when guys realize he's still underrated in some way. His efforts to the game are sometimes overlooked because of bigger names in the league, even though he is a 4-time champion." In addition, Curry's special way of playing point guard has caused players to argue. Some people say he's not like Magic Johnson or Chris Paul, but his style has made players rethink how they play against him. One player said, "He's a different kind of player, a different kind of point guard." One question that comes up is, does it matter what position he is when he can do what he can? His skill at breaking down defenses and making room for his friends is truly invaluable. The truth about defense. It's hard to defend Curry, even for the best players in the game. Marcus Smart, who was named the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year, talked about how hard it was to control him. "The worst thing is how he moves when he doesn't have the ball," he said, stressing how hard it is to keep up with Curry. Defenders can't stop a play because he can make goals even when he doesn't have the ball. Someone else told them, "You can't give up." Guarding Curry is hard on both the mind and the body, and opponents often feel worn out afterward. A lot of NBA players also know that Curry's success comes from how hard he works and how dedicated he is. One player said, "A lot of people don't make as many shots as he does," referring to how many hours Curry spends practicing to get better. And it ain't just luck. This feeling is shared by people who have seen Curry's tough workouts for themselves. The mindset of the Mamba. In an interview, Draymond Green talked about Stephen Curry's famous work ethic and compared it to Kobe Bryant's famous Mamba mentality. There's times where, like a significant part of his workout, he can't shoot a shot unless he can run a full-court sprint. Green said, "Curry is different from many of his friends because he is so dedicated. His constant drive to reach new heights is not only impressive, but it also serves as an example for younger players who want to follow in his path." In an interesting twist, players respect Curry, But they also know that he has had both good and bad effects on the game. His shooting skills have made all other players better, but they've also inspired a group of young athletes to try to copy his style without having the basic skills they need. One player said, "He's telling the little kid that this is okay to try. You shouldn't try though. He is the only one who can do this." Making things different. It's clear that Curry has changed the game, and the numbers back that up. Since he became famous, there has been a big rise in three-point shooting in the NBA at all levels, from the pros to the youth teams. Teams' offenses have changed because he can shoot from long range. The new style of play forces defenders to change how they play because coaches stress shooting from the outside more than ever. Some people might think this change is bad for traditional basketball, but others say it's just made the game more interesting and new. One player said, "It totally changed the game for better or worse," which shows how Curry's impact was twofold. He has changed the way the game is played, but he has also given fans thrilling moments and a whole new level of energy. Respect between peers. Even though players have mixed views about how he has changed the game, it is clear that they have a lot of respect for Curry's skills and achievements. Many people think he is one of the best players of all time, and the fact that past greats have said nice things about him only adds to this idea. Richard Jefferson, who has played with some of the best players in the game, said that Curry's projection is so different from everyone else's. The records say everything they need to say. Curry has made his mark on NBA history by doing things like breaking the all-time three-point record. One player was sure, "This record ain't never gonna be broken," which showed that they thought Curry's accomplishments were unique. What's next for Curry? NBA players all agree on one thing. Curry is a force to be reckoned with as long as he keeps playing at such a high level. Both his ability to change the game and his unwavering dedication to his craft have made him an iconic figure in basketball. But where does the sniper go from here? When it comes to his records, many people are curious about how long he can keep playing at this level and what records he will leave behind. Because of his hard work and unique set of skills, Curry is likely to remain a dominant force in the game for many years to come. He hasn't shown any signs of slowing down, and as the game keeps changing, his influence will be felt by players for years to come. Steph Curry is not only a great basketball player, but also a person who has changed the game. He has an effect on more than just how well he shoots. He changes how the game is played and how people think about it. While some players may be annoyed by his coaching style, everyone can't help but admire what he has done and how he has changed the game. Warriors great Stephen Curry's fame will only grow as the NBA changes. Not only has he changed the game, but he has also motivated a lot of young players to do their best and push themselves. No matter if Steph Curry is seen as a problem or a game changer, he has changed basketball in a way that will never be erased. He is now one of the basketball stars. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Steph Curry's impact on the NBA and want to keep up with more engaging basketball content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and